Yeah, let's say the gender divisions of labor. Let's say their rights to certain assets and resources, given the change in seasons. Like we just actually completed a study on a new rice technology in Cambodia, and we found out that because of the longer dry spells in Cambodia, people are actually no longer, or at least either they're looking for other types of seeds that are drought resistant, but sometimes they don't have access to that. But their other option is actually, especially younger women and men, they go to the provincial towns and work in garment factories. Garment factories are no longer located in big cities. They're now in provincial towns, even in Cambodia. And every single day, huge trucks carry or ferry actually the women to these garment factories, standing up on those trucks every single day, like sardines, very, very tightly squeezed and tightly packed, and actually go to the factories. And what happens as a result is the elderly women are taking up agriculture and having to problematize longer dry spells.
Any other, maybe one last question, please? Ah, okay.
I have a question for you. You know, I feel in Asia, especially East Asia, this is a patriarchy and hierarchical society. And the gender, about both women and men, this concept, at least to the Chinese, is totally new. Rule of law, new. It's not in our culture. So if you want people to really adapt to, on their own initiative, to do it, and to do it well, takes a long, long time. So I feel you have to take this culture and social thing into your considerations, or it's going to be a big problem. You don't reach people. Those people, actually people at grassroots who just need the information, the knowledge, and everything. So I think how to change the mindset, it's a big problem. Like now actually, because the Chinese government has tightened up its policies on environmental protection, on pollution issues. Now a lot of factories that produce pollutants have moved into rural areas. And then products that do not reach the standard now go to the rural areas. So how do you raise the awareness of the people at grassroots? I think that's vital, especially in terms of human rights, their rights. So I think we have to do a lot of awareness raising and lobbying thing before we can do a lot of the things. At least in China, it is very important. Thank you.
Absolutely agree. But we're not, the good news is that we're not starting on an empty slate. There have been efforts, there have been a lot of initiatives. Colleagues in China, admirable ones, tirelessly working. Our students at the AIT from China, our gender students, they actually go out. I've just joined one of the students actually somewhere in southwest China in the hilly areas, and there's work going on there. We're not starting on an empty slate. I think the fact that there's a room full of people from Asia now concerned with this topic is indicative of the fact that there is consciousness that's growing, yeah? and growing more pervasive, to be honest. Who would even think that in my institution, an engineering institution that's heavily patriarchal, we would have a gender and development studies program? There are initiatives. We should build on those initiatives. Agree with you. Consciousness has to build. There's still a lot of work to be done.
Wu Jing, I just want to clarify your statement. You're saying that if we are going to talk gender and climate change,